What if the only thing standing between you and the life you want is the idea that you're not ready yet? Let that sink in. How many times have you told yourself, I'll start when things calm down, or I just need more experience, or maybe once I feel confident, then I'll go for it? It sounds reasonable, responsible even. But what if that logic is quietly stealing years from your life? Today we're talking about a dangerous illusion, the perfect moment, and why waiting for it is the fastest way to stay exactly where you are. If you've been postponing your goals, your business, your fitness journey, your creative project, or even a difficult conversation, this message is for you. Why you're really waiting. Let's be honest, waiting feels safe. As long as you haven't started, your dream is still perfect in your head. It hasn't been judged, it hasn't failed. It hasn't been exposed to reality. The moment you act, everything changes. Now it's real. Now it can flop. Now someone can criticize it. Now you can discover you're not as good as you hoped. So your brain does what it's designed to do. It protects you. It whispers, not yet. I'm not ready. I need more preparation. I need better timing. But here's the uncomfortable truth. Most of the time, you're not waiting for better conditions. You're waiting for less fear. And that moment doesn't exist. Fear doesn't disappear before action. It fades after action. Think about the first time you did something that scared you. Maybe it was public speaking. Maybe it was posting online. Maybe it was applying for something you felt underqualified for. Before you did it, your mind created worst-case scenarios. After you did it, you realized you survived. That's how confidence is built. Not by thinking, not by planning, not by consuming more information. By doing. Perfection is a beautiful excuse. Now let's talk about perfection. Perfectionism sounds noble. It sounds like high standards. But often, it's just procrastination with a better outfit. You say you want it to be perfect. You say you want to do it right. But what you really want is to avoid being seen as imperfect. Here's a powerful shift. Your first version is supposed to be imperfect. Version 1 is not meant to impress everyone. It's meant to begin the process. Every skill you admire in someone else went through an awkward phase. The first workout felt uncomfortable. The first video looked amateur. The first sales call felt clumsy. The first attempt felt messy. But messy action beats polished inaction every single time. Because when you act, you enter the arena. When you wait, you stay in the audience. And growth only happens in the arena. I don't have enough. Another common reason people delay is lack. I don't have enough money. I don't have enough time. I don't have enough connections. I don't have enough knowledge. But here's something most people don't realize. Clarity and opportunity expand with movement. When you take the first step, new information appears. When you commit publicly, new support shows up. When you try, new skills develop. You don't need everything to begin. You need enough to start. Most successful journeys didn't begin with abundance. They began with initiative. An initiative creates momentum. Momentum is powerful. It changes how you see yourself. You stop being someone who wants to. You become someone who does. And identity is everything. The real cost of waiting. Let's zoom out for a second. Imagine yourself 1 year from now. Scenario 1. You kept waiting. You watched more videos. You gathered more ideas. You told yourself you were preparing, but you didn't start. Scenario 2. You began. Imperfectly, nervously, inconsistently at first, but you moved. Which version of you feels stronger? Which version has stories? Which version has growth? Waiting feels harmless in the short term, but over time, it becomes expensive. Opportunities pass, energy fades, excitement weakens, and the hardest part? Watching other people take action on ideas similar to yours. Not because they were more ready, but because they were more willing. Action reduces fear. Here's something powerful to understand. Fear grows in stillness, and shrinks in motion. When you sit with an idea for months, it expands in your imagination. It becomes heavier than it actually is. But the moment you act, even in a small way, the tension decreases. Send the email, make the call, post the draft, schedule the session. You'll feel nervous before. You'll feel relief after. That relief is proof. Proof that you're stronger than the fear that was holding you back. Small is powerful. If the full goal scares you, shrink it. Don't start the business. Outline the offer. Don't run the marathon. Walk for 10 minutes. Don't transform your life. Improve one habit. Small action builds self-trust, and self-trust builds courage. You don't need a massive leap. You need a step, and then another, and then another. Because momentum compounds. You don't become ready, you become brave. The biggest myth is that readiness comes first. It doesn't. Bravery comes first. Movement comes first. Awkwardness comes first. Readiness is the result of repetition. You don't wake up one day magically prepared. You prepare yourself by engaging with reality, by showing up, by failing, by adjusting, by continuing. That's how growth works, not in theory, in action. So if you're waiting to feel confident, understand this. Confidence is built in the process you're avoiding. You don't need more time. You don't need more information. You don't need perfect conditions. You need to move. The perfect moment is not something you find. It's something you create through action. And right now, in this very moment, you have a choice. Stay comfortable and unchanged, or step forward imperfectly, courageously, deliberately, and begin becoming the person you've been imagining. All right, now that we've exposed the illusion of the perfect moment, we need something practical. Because motivation without structure fades. Inspiration without direction disappears. So here's what I want to give you. A 30-day action challenge designed to break your habit of waiting and replace it with momentum. Not theory, not endless planning, action. For the next 30 days, your only mission is simple. Become someone who moves. Step 1, choose one goal, not 5. Most people fail before they start because they overload themselves. They want to get in shape, launch a business, wake up earlier, read more, fix their relationships, learn a new skill, all at once. That's overwhelming. Overwhelm leads to delay. Delay leads to inaction. Inaction leads back to waiting. So choose one goal. 1. Clarity creates focus. Focus creates energy. Write it down. Make it specific. Get fit is vague. Work out 4 times a week is clear. Start a business is vague. Launch my first offer online within 30 days is clear. Specific goals create measurable movement. Step 2, define the daily minimum. Here's where most people get this wrong. They set big goals and then rely on big bursts of motivation. That doesn't work. Instead, define a daily minimum, the smallest action that moves you forward. If you want to write a book, your daily minimum might be 300 words. If you want to build a business, it might be 1 outreach message per day. If you want to get in shape, it might be 20 minutes of movement. Notice something. These are not extreme. They're not heroic. They're doable. Consistency beats intensity. Even when tired, even when busy, even when you don't feel like it. Step 3, no 0 days for the next 30 days. You are not allowed to have a 0 day. A 0 day is a day where you do absolutely nothing towards your goal. You can have a small day, you can have a messy day, you can have an imperfect day, but not a 0 day. Why? Because momentum is fragile in the beginning. When you skip once, your brain negotiates. When you skip twice, it becomes a pattern. When it becomes a pattern, you're back to waiting. No 0 days protects your identity. It tells your brain, this is who we are now. We act. Step 4, track the streak. Get a calendar. Every day you complete your daily minimum, mark an X. Simple, but powerful. Because now you're not just chasing a goal, you're protecting a streak. And psychologically, humans hate breaking streaks. After 7 days, you'll feel proud. After 14 days, you'll feel different. After 30 days, you will feel transformed. Not because the results are massive yet, but because your self-image has shifted. You are no longer someone who waits. You are someone who executes. Step 5. Redefine failure during these 30 days. You will miss expectations. You will have days that feel weak. You will question yourself. That's normal. But during this challenge, failure is only one thing: quitting. Not struggling, not adjusting, not doing the minimum. Quitting. As long as you show up in some capacity, you are winning. This removes the emotional drama that usually stops people. Instead of saying, "I messed up, so I'll restart next month," you say, "Today wasn't perfect, but I did something." Something is powerful. Something compounds. Step 6. Public or private accountability. Decide how you'll hold yourself accountable. Maybe you tell a friend. Maybe you post about it online. Maybe you keep it private, but journal every night. The key is reflection. At the end of each day, ask yourself, did I act today or did I hide? That question alone can change your life because it forces honesty, and honesty creates growth. What happens after 30 days? Here's the part that matters most. After 30 days of consistent action, something shifts internally. You stop asking, "Am I ready?" You start asking, "What's next?" You don't fear starting anymore because starting becomes normal. The resistance that once felt huge now feels manageable. And here's the truth. The first 30 days are the hardest. After that, action becomes part of your identity. You've proven to yourself that you can follow through. And self-proof is stronger than external motivation. Addressing the final objections, you might still be thinking, what if life gets busy? You will. That's expected. This challenge is about discipline, not motivation. What if I fall behind? There is no behind. There is only today. Win today. Stop thinking about the full mountain. Focus on the next step. Because mountains are climbed one step at a time. The bigger picture, this 30-day challenge is not really about the goal. It's about rewiring your relationship with action. Right now, you might associate action with pressure, fear, and risk. After 30 days, you'll associate action with pride, clarity, and progress. And that changes everything because when you no longer fear starting, you unlock speed. You test ideas faster, you learn faster, you adapt faster, you grow faster. While others are still waiting for the perfect plan, you're gathering real-world feedback. And in the long run, speed of action beats depth of overthinking. Your immediate assignment, we're not waiting until tomorrow. Right after this video ends, I want you to do 3 things. First, write down your one goal. Second, define your daily minimum. Third, take the first action immediately. Not later tonight, not after another video, now. Even if it's small, especially if it's small, send the message, outline the idea, do the push-ups, write the paragraph, break the pattern of waiting today. Final words, you don't need permission, you don't need perfection, you don't need the perfect mood. You need movement. The world belongs to people who act before they feel fully ready. 30 days from now, you can either say, "I'm glad I started," or "I wish I had." The difference will not be luck. It will be whether you decided to move, starting today. So take the step and let action, not waiting, define who you become.